Welcome to another exciting The Virtuous Collective Unpopular Reasons podcast. I am really friggin' excited to have our new peak performance ambassador, Tiago Ritta, joining us today. We started talking and we devised this new role, which I think is going to be excellent for our exclusive club that we're building, the V200 club. And I'm going to go into a little bit more detail with that soon. I met Tiago through my wife's Jiu-Jitsu gym. And I met him for the first time. We actually had a Brazilian barbecue night here at the Vico HQ. And I met you for the first time. And I think all we spoke about was like ultra marathons and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Tell me a bit about how you got to know my wife and how you sort of got brought into our circle.
Yeah, I like to use the term be surrounded by people who resonates with you. I have been to over 20 years training in Jiu-Jitsu, and all this my experience bring me to here to Gracie Barra Surfers Paradise, for example. And there, I had a chance to meet Gracie.
Yep.
And I think we really resonate with each others.
Yes.
Chrissy always electric, like I have a good energy. So it's like me, I always have a lot of things on my mind, a lot of activities to do. And I think it's one of the most important things to bring us to build this bond. I think was we are original,
Yes.
being original and
Pure.
and to live the real life.
Yeah.
Like not to live the fake life or be like this another stupid people.
Yeah. I call them the mediocre class. Or,
Exactly.
Because the reality is most people, unfortunately, are on track to achieve nothing remarkable in their life at all. And that's the real tragedy of life, I think. All this opportunity to do something great. We live in this rich country with some semblance of a free market and some semblance of a capitalistic model that will enable anyone, regardless of your background, to make something of themselves. We all have that opportunity, but so few of us actually do anything with it. And you are definitely not an example of a mediocre specimen, my friend. Tell me a little bit about your sort of background. I haven't known you for very long, but I'm already completely inspired by you and your stories and some of the stuff that you've done. Tell me a bit about your background in Brazil and then coming to New Zealand and then Australia. Yeah, tell me about that.
First of all, thank you for your kind words. It's important for me I feel I'm happy to hear some words, like some kind words from you.
Because I don't just dish them out. If I say these things to you, I really fucking mean it.
Exactly. So first of all, I'm feel proud to be here. I feel really excited, and I feel like a huge responsibility on my hands, because as a jiu-jitsu black belt, as a scuba diving instructor, skydiver, and now on my last activity, I just add like a triathlon, the Ironman competition on my personal life.
So he just went out and did an Ironman triathlon about 2 months ago, maybe 1 month ago.
3 months and a half. Yeah, I just started.
Yeah, and then you qualified for the world titles, which is in New Zealand in December. Wow, man! So you're what black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, basically I have a tripod. So I have a base. My main sport, I have been my whole life is scuba dive. I have been a scuba diver for my last 25 years. as a scuba dive instructor have been like probably 19, 20 years.
Yes.
And then jiu-jitsu
Yes.
is since 2003,
2003. So
and
that's like 21 years
21 years,
of jiu-jitsu. Yep.
and like 10 years as a black belt, and 12 years as a skydiver.
Yes.
And I have been doing like swimming competitions, a lot of snowboarding, Chile, Valle Nevado, Chile, and New Zealand as well. Remarkable, Scarjona. For me, it was amazing seasons in New Zealand doing snowboarding. I did some open water competitions swimming in New Zealand as well. I was the first guy in Brazil to do sky jitsu. Yeah.
Sky Jitsu. Now, so he's a skydiver and he's a jiu-jitsu black belt. Can you imagine what Sky Jitsu is? Explain.
Yeah, it was like a free fall, like skydiving mixed with jiu-jitsu. It was a fighting and a free fall. And I like to mix the sports, like jiu-jitsu, skydive, scuba dive. And the most important thing is I like to make you guys to think, how can you use this sample, this experience in your personal life? Doesn't matter if you are an academic person, like if you wanna achieve some degrees, some master, doctors, and PhD, for example. If you are struggle in your personal life, like how can you use this experience, this knowledge to improve your personal life, to be like a more confident, to face any situation in your life. And this is my job to life, like as I said, I have been working all my life as a scuba diving instructor, and I had a lot of experience and knowledge to help people using sport and scuba dive as a tool to improve your personal life in different fields.
Yes. Because
like,
you were saying that like it's not about diving and it's not about the fitness
yes, much
or
more
anything
about
like
this.
that. What you're really achieving, especially taking a first-time scuba diver down there, is you're transforming that person.
Exactly.
Like, because it's pretty damn scary for a lot of people. They've got this fear of drowning. They lose all mental faculties the first time they go down, and there is a really, really real risk of death or something horrible happening down there. So, and same with skydiving. You have to
Always can be your last jump.
you have to get it right. There's
Yeah.
no wiggle room for error. You just have to get it right. So, yeah, so it is scary for valid reasons. And what you really like to see, and it's not about the actual activity, but it's more about what the activity unlocks in the mind. That's what you really see the value in.
Yeah, like it starts like when we practice skydive in some dangerous sport, for example, like it starts to make like a brainstorm, and you can bring the same knowledge on your personal life to have a quicker think.
Yeah.
You must quick thinker about yeah. So you are driving in a highway, for example. You must think quick. If you have some business decision,
Yeah.
you must think quick.
Yeah.
Like in a skydive helps you. Like you are like under pressure. You must think like in the half second. You cannot think for. Oh, you cannot stop. Oh, you are in free fall like at 300 kilometers per hour.
300 kilometers. So terminal velocity,
Yeah.
plummeting towards the earth, and you're obviously you're diving by yourself. You've got no one else to pull the chute for you, or to keep you stable or anything like that. And yeah, you cannot be thinking about anything else. You can't be thinking about your mortgage, the bills, your business,
Exactly.
your kids,
Relationship,
your wife, or anything like that. At that moment, you have to
100%
perform
focus.
more or less flawlessly and quickly and at the right time.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you're saying, these things, these lessons, if you will, or this mental fortitude is transferable into so many different other aspects of your life, and in ways that you probably don't fully appreciate until you've gained such a level of mental fortitude.
Yeah, like a lot of things, a lot of people think in sports just about the physical activity.
Yes.
But probably on my last 5 years or maybe a bit more, sport is much more about philosophy
Yes.
or something to reflexive, for example, to think about like how can we use the jiu-jitsu rollings on our personal life, because sometimes you have someone on top of you smashing you, doing like some chokes, rear naked choke, put their knee on your belly, so you cannot be like desperate. You know, you just think, oh, how can I escape from this situation?
Yes.
You must stop, think. Of course, like to fight in jiu-jitsu, to roll, you must be prepared before. You will not roll in the first week, in the first class.
Yes.
You must be prepared to roll in jiu-jitsu. In
Yes.
skydive, the same. You must be prepared to jump from the airplane, from the hot balloon, helicopter.
And you've done all these things.
Yeah, 100%. The guy, the hot balloon, helicopter, and the airplane is each one's different device to jump. Like you have a lot of dangerous spots to be worried about the airplane, helicopter, and hot balloon. So it makes you like to think like you must be aware about the environment around you. You know, it helps you a lot in your personal stuff as well like in your academic life, in your business life, in your family, in your relationship, for example. So I wanna help people like installing some program in their minds to make like, oh, okay, I can do jiu-jitsu, skydive, scuba dive. I can prepare myself to do a Ironman 70.3, for example, or sprint, because I have a different levels of events. Like I
Yes.
have an Olympic sprint one. Is it important that people knows about this?
Yeah, there's about 4 different levels
Yeah. I
of
think
Iron and triathlon.
Yeah,
Yes.
the first triathlon is the first level is a sprint, the shorter one,
Yes.
sprint, and then we have Olympic one, and then Ironman 70.3,
Yeah.
and then the full Ironman, and then the Ultraman.
Yes. Yes.
You know, and we must be prepared to go to the like for example the Ironman 70.3 is a long ride.
Yes.
So you must be prepared like mentally and physically to be there. To make this one happen, you know.
I don't know what the statistics are on this, but like even doing the 70.3 Ironman, what percentage of humans even attempt to do an Ironman? Less than 1%. So even just getting to the start line, you're already differentiating yourself from the herd, if you will. And that's what I find interesting in people. I like to look at not at aspects that make people, you know, similar to the crowd, to the herd, to the mainstream. I like to look at things that like what make people different and what makes them remarkable. And it's not like a contrarian strategy. I get accused often of being a contrarian, which I really you know, I actually quite admire a lot of contrarian thinkers because they do open potentially different avenues of thought. That's all good and well. But to me, contrarianism is different for the sake of being different. I don't want to be different for the sake of being different. I want to be different for the sake of being better.
Exactly.
And it's not necessarily like I'm comparing myself to you or anybody else. I'm comparing myself to my yesterday self. That's the person I'm competing against. I just always want to be doing better than myself every day. So it's no wonder that when I met this fine specimen that I was, you know, that we got talking about all things sport and philosophy, because I too very much agree that there is, you know, sport, whether it's a team sport or an individual sport, or whether it's like an endurance activity like a triathlon or a marathon. You know, I talk about long distance running a lot. And do you think I run for my body to gain muscle mass or for the ability to have physical endurance? Hell no, I don't do any of that for my body. In fact, I think I think distance athletes, particularly ultra marathon runners, they're not sexy at all. They're scrawny. They're like just skinny. They're not the kind of people you look at and go, oh man, what a good looking specimen there.
It's about performance.
It's their fucking mind that
Yeah.
I'm attracted to, and that's why I do it. And that's why we all do it. We are out there pushing ourselves to unlock higher levels of performance and a capacity to suffer that we never had before. And it's not so much so we can just tolerate more pain. It's not pain for the sake of pain. It's these lessons, if you can call them lessons, this wisdom that gets found in these endurance activities and these sports is so transferable into just the everyday workings of your life. It's you end up just becoming a better person. You become more competent, more energetic, you think better, you are able to receive negative information and process it better instead of just spitting it back out and reacting. You perform better in business, you make better decisions with a clearer mind and better judgment. You become a better father, you become a better husband, you become a better brother. You know, it's not about
It's a better human.
it's not about the sport. The sport is the tool that unlocks
exactly.
all of this
Exactly.
extreme levels of performance. And look, it's kind of a secret, but it's not really a secret anymore. I've started talking about it. The direction that we're taking the Virtuous Collective, nothing changes about our core service offering, where everything that we currently offer our wonderful client base of about 1,000 clients all across Australia, everything remains as is. However, I am personally interested in the one percenters, whether they're a current or a future one percenter. I am interested in the people who, like me, have endured their fair share of challenges and triumphs and have come out the other end successful, and not just financially, but successful in many different areas of their lives. I want to work with these people, and I only want to work with these people. So hence I've launched a new service offering, which is everything that we currently offer, but it's more than that. On top of that, you get one-on-one access to me. You get access to our richness workshops, which not everyone is going to get access to. The domestic conference and an international conference. These events are going to be just opulent, thought-provoking, and like nothing else that you can get in the financial planning industry. Like I've searched, and you cannot find what I'm describing here in the financial services industry, because I don't want to just manage someone's money. I don't want people who look at me as someone to just go and try and grow their money from, you know, this amount here to make it this big here. Sure, we can do that. That's all fine, and we will continue our work, our hard work in that regard. But I want to deal with people who, like me, want to be inspired, want to look at the achievements of somebody else and go, wow, what can I learn from that for myself, and how can I pay that forward? How can I share your experience and share how you dealt with a particular situation, and use that to help somebody else deal with a similar situation that they may or may not have encountered. And part of this new service offering is you get access to Tiago. We've put a role together. I call the role Peak Performance Ambassador. And when I met Tiago, and my wife's been talking about him for months, and she's like, he's perfect for the role. Like he is the exact image of peak performance. And I'm not just talking about athletic performance. I'm talking about spiritual, philosophical, mental performance. You've got this ability to not just perform at a high level physically, but to really just understand what it's all about. And that's why we've sort of built this for you. So yeah, so I don't know exactly how this is going to work out, but Tiago is going to be there. He's going to be at all the events, and he's going to be making sure that people are, being their optimal selves in all areas of life, not just finances. We're not becoming some, fancy life coaching mob or trying to attach personal training or dietary advice or anything like that to what we do. I think that's a bit lame. What we're attaching to our business model is just inspiration in its purest form. And so on that train of thought, what inspires you, Tiago?
Just to have to add some information as well. Like I like to help people to discover the third eye, for example. To
Third eye?
Yeah,
Tell me about the third eye.
it's something like we are all different. Is I like the word commitment.
Commitment, yes.
Commitment. So you must put yourself on a fire, or sometimes on ice,
Yes.
to understand what is the third eye. For example, just open your mind, open your heart. I know some people had some really bad experience in their lives. It makes like I will be unlocked. I'll be locked to the world. Like a turtle.
Yeah, some people, when a terrible thing happens to them, whether it's their fault or somebody else's, and their instinct is to go into protective mode.
Yeah, as a jiu-jitsu professor, scuba dive instructor or professor, I like to share my stories, my experience, because in this we live in an age we have a lot of fake personalities, fake people, and I like to share my stories, my experience, my real ones. I really I take a lot of care to don't share any fake things. I like to share my daily nutrition, for example, my daily activities. And you asked me about the third eye, for example. Like I cannot talk too much about this. I
You can only show.
Yeah, I can show. Yeah, I can take your hands to come with me. I'm gonna show the good path.
Yes.
The right path.
Yeah.
And I will explain you why this is the right. Of course, right or wrong is just different concepts.
Yeah.
But on my point of view, I can explain you why this is the right way, the right path. You can choose different ways
Because
in your life.
what you've done is you've clarified in your own mind what is good, right, virtuous, and moral. And it's hard because not many people do that. And many people just sort of exist, and they act and they do things with noble intentions. Most people are good people. I think that most people out there are just good people trying to do the right thing. Most of us are working hard. Most of us are trying to, look after our families, ourselves, our business, our colleagues, our clients. Most of us are good people. But very few of us actually take the time out to sit down and go, what are my core values? And what am I doing to live in accordance with those values? And when you go through that process, everything changes. You may continue running your business or working for the same employer and everything like that. But maybe that's what you mean by third eye. Maybe the third eye is this sort of guiding force that is leading you, not in your everyday life, but leading you to this longer term vision of what your future
About
should
feeling,
look like.
in experience, you know, like I have a really cool story and interesting story to share with you guys. My last achievements, like was not one but two achievements. It's
He's got a lot more than two achievements.
yeah,
He's yeah, but
but
let's talk about these ones.
this one was really important for me, and I think this last one was really important to bring me here for
Yes.
exact this moment. Like I came from different sports. I just started in triathlon like 3 months and a half ago. I never did any triathlon training on my life. Never. I was like doing some swimming competitions, but not a triathlon.
And anyone who is like a sports person or is incredibly fit and strong in one area, the triathlon is the big equalizer, isn't it? Because you could be
It's
amazing
completely
at
different.
any other sport, but when you start a triathlon, you are at the bottom.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter where
exactly.
what your experience is, you are at the bottom again.
100%.
Yeah.
So I just start my first Ironman 70.3 was in Sunshine Coast. I have trained like a 3 months before this one.
3 months training.
3 months training. And when I finished, I was like feeling this. I felt like this feeling of the third eye. Like I cannot talk in words about this feeling, but I can try share a bit. Like is everything like different than you have tried on your life before.
Yes.
I have been doing like skydive, doing like a lot of a shark dive, for example.
Diving with sharks.
Yeah, diving with sharks.
Sharks that want to eat you.
Yeah, but they're friendly.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're nice to them. So,
Yeah.
so if you're diving with sharks, be nice to them.
And I had a chance to do another Ironman 70.3 in Sydney. It means like 14 days after the first one.
Yeah.
And my coach is my friend. Like for probably it's been my friend for like 20 years. And he said, "Are you crazy? Just cancel this one. You must be
What, so
prepared."
you booked yourself into it?
Yeah. So I felt like like something just bring my attention. You must go to the Sydney ones, you know. And I've heard about probably another two coaches. They have a huge experience in Ironmans and triathlon. They said, "Well, are you crazy? No, you cannot do this. This is just for professional athletes and high level, blah blah blah." But I just okay, and for a couple minutes I was a bit nervous to must I give up? But nah, I will do this. So I was training really hard, doing a lot of saunas, steam sauna, ice baths to help my recovery, and I just beat my PR
Yeah.
in every single activity, like swimming,
Yeah.
bike, and running, and it was like an unreal experience for me. Like if I heard my coach and other coaches as well, I not achieved this one. But as a jiu-jitsu professor, as an athlete, as a person who inspire others, like I must put myself on a fire. I must be an example. You know, like
Yeah.
sometimes.
Well, that's the commitment factor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because when you put something out there, and especially publicly, and especially if this is your business as well, and if you're like, okay, this is the life I'm gonna live, you have to follow through, don't you? You just have to make it happen.
Sometimes a lot of people will tell you, "Oh, this is wrong. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do that." You know, but listen to yourself, your mind, your heart, and like you know what you are capable to do. You know, like I know I cannot do I cannot run like a 60K right now.
Yeah.
You know, just if someone challenge me, you know, but I have some injuries on my knees. Like I think it's endurance
Well,
sport.
you know, every endurance athlete is
Yeah,
injured.
yeah, yeah. I think it's
100% of them are injured.
yeah. So, but it's a lot of a lot of us about mental work. It's about your mindset. If you believe in yourself, if you know exactly who you really are, you can do this.
That's right. And that I'm glad you added that extra bit because, you know, there's belief, and belief to me is basically blind faith without evidence. But belief and knowing yourself, knowing your potential, knowing your limitations, you combine those two together and you can achieve extraordinary things.
And I think my biggest achievement is when my students, doesn't matter if it's in jiu-jitsu, scuba, or people who follow me in social media or in real life, when they share with me, oh, you help me to unlock my beliefs, like you help me to overcome my fears, like from the bottom of my heart, there's my biggest achievements. Like it's priceless when my friends, my students, when they say, "Oh, you helped me a lot." Like for me, it's priceless. It's
Yeah,
not
you were
about
showing me that video testimonial of
yeah.
that
For
gentleman
my Kiwi students,
in New Zealand,
New
and
Zealand,
he's like almost
Michael,
crying because he just got his blue belt, and he said that, oh my god,
and he
I
was pure. He was pure.
I don't
Like
feel like I deserve this, but Tiago showed me the way, and I've now unlocked this new higher level in myself that I just never even thought possible. Um, and you're saying, this is why. This is why you're doing this.
yeah.
This is why you're doing all these things. It's to pay it forward and watch other people flourish beyond their wildest imaginations.
Maybe I don't know about this statistic, but probably 90% or a bit more of people they think about oh, it's about money. It's not about money. Money is just a way to achieve some things. It's important, of course, but it's much more about money. It's much more about money.
Yeah, most people they say it's not about the money, but and it's interesting though that the people who do walk around thinking about money constantly, even though they might say it's not about the money, to them it actually is about the money, and you can feel it on them.
If people put money in the front, it's just about money. They are not rich. They are poor.
Exactly, exactly.
It's poor.
And
It's
then
rich of money, rich of numbers and paper. But what about the all of the all this other stuff? It's really matter.
that's right,
You
that's
know.
right. But then a strange thing happens though. Once you concentrate on just being the best at whatever it is that you're doing, uh, and I'm talking about in business, you're not concentrating on money, but you're just trying to be the best at it. The money actually comes. And it comes in, you know, a lot more than what you could possibly ever imagine. But you don't even notice it because it's like people like me, we need to have accounts departments because I will just rip through months and months of work just trying to do a good job without even thinking to raise any invoices. You know, I don't check my bank accounts or anything like that to make sure that I've been paid or to follow up, you know, outstanding payments for the work I've done. No, I don't. My job is to just concentrate on providing the service. I get my accounts department to do that for me. I have regular meetings with my accountants and bookkeepers to tell me that my business is continuing to flourish. I kind of feel like it's flourishing, but they confirm it in the financial aspect. And I found that when I started treating my business like that, when I started just focusing on the job, on the task, and trying to provide the most amount of value, that's when my wealth just skyrocketed. So it's almost unfair in a way because it's the people that are trying so desperately to make money, they fail because of the attitude that they walk around with, and it's the people that are just trying to perform they end up making all the money anyway, and they're not even thinking about it.
I like this expression, like and I just put this expression on my life every single day, like be surrounded by people who resonates with you.
Yes.
But one of the most important questions, like a question yourself, like who you really are,
Yes.
because the probably 9% of the people they doesn't know like who you really are, who you really want.
Yeah.
You know, like quite often people ask me, "Hey, can you help me to lose my body fat, my my belly, for example?" Like, and I just ask, "Do how much do you really want to do this one? You wanna pay the price?"
Yeah.
You know, this is about commitment, and you must know who you really are, because a lot of the big media, the TVs and society, they try to convince you about,
Convince you? Yeah.
convince you about someone who you don't really are.
Well, they
Like
show all these impossibly beautiful people doing glamorous things with,
yeah,
the
but it's not
Ferraris and the
real.
Lamborghinis and their big
Exactly.
houses and this luxury, and they glamorize it to make the average person want it really badly. But these people, if they're true to themselves, they actually don't want it that badly, because if they wanted it that badly, they'd be out getting it, but they're not. So you know, and so many people are looking for the shortcut. They're just like, I don't want to do the work. I just want to, I just I just want the thing. I'm not prepared to do the work to get the thing. I just want the thing, and the thing could be a better body, a better car, a better wife, a better house, a better career. Um, and
Always better something.
yeah, that's right. That's right. And yeah, and that's why the question of who am I is so important. And it's taken me, I think I know who I am, but it's taken me many ultra marathons and many thousands of kilometers of suffering on the long haul, many hours of meditation,
Life experience in general. Yeah, yeah.
life experience. I've sort of come to, in my own self, realize that the kind of person I want to be, well, who I want to be is, I want to be a leader, I want to inspire, and I want to create. Everything in my life is conducive to those three things. I want to be a leader in my family, and I want to be a leader in business. I want to inspire people. I want to take the inspiration that I've received from so many other great men and women, either that I know personally or through the stories and the books that I read. I want to take what they've given me and I want to pass that on to somebody else. I want to be the sort of the conduit of inspiration, because I think if you have a success story, fucking share it, man, because your story might be the thing that helps get somebody into motion. So I want to pay that forward. And of course, I want to create. When I'm in a creative flow, whether it's writing music or putting business strategies together, or, putting, I won't say creative accounting, but, financial planning strategies that are not mainstream, all this sort of stuff really turns me on. And I am performing at my highest when I'm doing those three things. As currently as a man, as a human being, that's what I believe that I'm on this earth to do: to inspire, to create, and to lead.
Yeah, and like to do exactly what you said, we must. I like this expression too. I love expressions. Like
The power of words.
yeah, yeah. Like we must put ourselves on a fire. Like we must expose ourselves. You know, like because without pain, you cannot achieve anything. You know,
Absolutely.
like it can be physically pain or mental pain. You know, like life's not easy. Life's
Life's
not
not
easy.
easy.
If
Life's
someone
not
told you
fair.
about this, it was a it was a lie. Um
Some people make it look easy,
yeah,
but again, that's because you're seeing the end result. You're not seeing the late nights and early mornings of training, grinding, all the failures, all the upsets, all the midnight panic attacks. You're not seeing all the bullshit. You know, if somebody watches you cross the finish line, like in your triumphant Ironman video, when you go across the line, you're just like, yes. People see that and go, oh fuck yeah, that's great. But that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the triumph. You're not. You people aren't seeing all the months and months of
constructions.
grind
Yeah,
and also the years of
exactly.
hard work leading up to even having the mindset to contemplate doing that sort of thing.
About my triathlon training, I like to clarify to everyone because people talk a lot about inspiration and motivation. Like probably 70% of the time when I was preparing myself to training to do Ironmans and triathlons, I have no motivation. I have no inspiration. This is about discipline, constancy. Like I know what I want to do. I know I have a bigger goal. I know like a lot of people get inspired by my achievements, so I cannot stop. It's like
It's a commitment you've
I
made.
feel like I'm a gazelle and I have a lion, trying to hunt me. I need always
You
keep
must keep
moving, keep
running.
moving, keep moving, keep moving. So sometimes I'm the gazelle and sometimes I'm the lion.
Yes.
For in some situations, but
It reminds me of the opening quote of my book. The very first thing that my book starts with is the quote on the lions and the gazelles, where, you know, and I'll just repeat it because it's my favorite quote of all time. Every morning in Africa, a lion wakes up. It knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle or it will starve. Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up. It knows it must outrun the fastest lion or it will be killed. When the sun comes up, whether you're the lion or the gazelle, you better be running.
exactly, exactly. And you can use this story to do everything in your life.
Whether you're the lion, whether
Yeah,
you're hunting something and you need to run fast enough to get it, or if there's someone attacking you, or just something that needs to be outperformed, and you're the gazelle, yeah, you've either way, you know, I I feel like I'm the gazelle. The gazelle is my spirit animal. It always has been, ever since before I came across all this wisdom about lions and gazelles. Um, and yeah, I find that gazelles, they bound through life with grace and speed and agility, and the highest performing gazelles, they fucking survive because they outrun the lion.
yeah, exactly. Like I feel like a really happy to help people using sport as a tool and to see the achievements as well. Like just to about to be like a repetitive too, but I think this is my our first goal, to help others to grow up with us together. Like we have a expression we use a lot in Brazil. There's an expression like when the tides grow, like it grows for everyone. Like all those boats on a surface will grow with the tides.
Yeah.
Gonna be up with the
So
tides.
all the boats, they all float upwards
Yeah.
when the tide goes up. So if we can all lift each other,
Yeah, but if you have any trouble with your anchor, with something with your boat, you're gonna sink.
yes, I
It
like
is
that.
it's important to.
Maybe that's your purpose, is to cut the anchor.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the question: how much you are like ready to do this one, to grow up? It's like a butterfly.
Yeah.
You're the butterfly to become a butterfly must keep his old body like behind.
Yes.
To open their wings, like eagle to fly. You know, it's a risk. It's painful.
Yes.
You know, it's painful. Like it always must be like to grow up. You always must left your old body behind to keep going, keep going, keep going. But this is the point for me. How much do you really want to do this one?
Yeah.
This is the point.
That is the most important question. How bad do you want it?
Exactly.
Really, how bad do you want it? If you want it bad enough, you'll go and get it. You'll make it happen.
There's no limit. Some people say, "Oh, the sky is the limit." The sky is not the limit anymore. Like
No.
you have no limit.
Yeah. I mean, it's
know.
it's to put it on the cosmic
The
scale.
limitations just
Yeah, it's like
here.
like there's not even our own solar system is the limit. I mean, it is now, but it won't be in the not too distant future.
I like to clarify to all my friendly people who watch me. Before I start my triathlon training, like 3 months and a half ago, I was not able to run like a 10K, like a
You're like, okay,
without feel
I
pain.
need to
like
run a competitive triathlon in 3 months, which ends on a half marathon run, and you're which is 21 Ks, 21.2 Ks,
21.
and you're like,
21.1.
oh, sorry, 21.1 Ks. I always run the extra 100 meters for good measure. It'd be like, I can't run more than 10 Ks right now.
Yeah,
without
because
serious pain in your behind your kneecap.
always when I was like running 10K, the next 3 days I would be really always my left knee is really sore. It's really painful. So it's not worth, you know. But I was preparing myself with my coach, doing some strength techniques, mobility as well. It's really important. But now I can do like a 21, like a way easier than 3 months and a half ago. It's about commitment, you know.
Yeah, you committed to it. You're like, okay, well, I've committed to it. I'm going to do it. So that's a given. You're going to do it. How do we make it happen?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like I like to say like it's a ant work, like a every day, like step by step,
That's
every day. Because we live in a generation who looking for like a quick money, like fast food, fast like friendship, sex,
Fast
everything.
friendship,
But for example, to call someone, oh, you are my friend, my brother. Like you must have a life experience. You must like feel the feelings, the emotions. Like we must share something like a real together. Like you just join like some couple parties, couple things together. I think it is not able to call someone you are my real friend.
Yeah.
It's about time, you know. And I think we lost this timing about guys. Let's conquer to be solid.
Yes.
Like to build a solid wealth, solid prosperity, solid to be rich, like in a solid way, solid friends, solid relationship as well, solid.
It's all connected, isn't it?
Yeah, you know,
Because-
it's about time. It's like you cannot build a house like in one day.
Yeah.
You know, just build it step by step to be solid. You know, like, again, is you can use a lot of sport examples in this situation, like a step by step, no rush. Oh, I'm struggling today. I'm not okay. Like in jiu-jitsu, when I fight I have been fighting in Japan, New Zealand, a lot of states in Brazil, here in Australia. I'm a New Zealand national champion. I have some podiums in here in Australia, Japan as well. But some competitions I did very well. Some competitions I don't know why, but I was like a shit.
It just wasn't your day.
Yeah, it was not my day, you know. But
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
You cannot be. Someday we're gonna be here. Some days gonna be
Progress
down.
is
It's,
never
exactly.
it's never a straight line always upwards. It's
And the thing
as
is,
long as the general trajectory is always upwards. But yeah, you can go above average performance and below average performance. But
and
as long as
how
you
can you manage this situation? Like, don't be frustrated. I know it's not easy. I don't talk to you guys. Oh, it's easy. It's not easy, but just do it. You know, like learn with your fails. Like, how can you learn with your fails, for example? You know.
One of the things that you said to me, maybe on the first or second time that we met, that I really liked is that you train a lot of white belts, and they say to you, yeah, I can't wait to be a blue belt or whatever, and then you're just like, dude, just fucking train.
Yeah.
Don't worry about don't worry about the belts. When you are ready, the belts will come. But you're already, if people are already thinking about, of course, have the end goal there. But if you're longing for something that in a way that takes your focus away from the actual process, you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I have another story about this. Like when I started Jiu-Jitsu in 2003, it was a old school generation. Like it was like a offense to ask about belt. Oh, how long to be a blue belt, purple, brown, black? And when I started Jiu-Jitsu, like for me, being like a black belt or a purple belt was something like really hard to achieve because like we had just one black belt in our school. It was our professor or master. You know, the after our professor, the strongest guys was purple belts.
Yes.
Like, and I was like unreal for me to think to achieve their levels. So when this is my personal experience, when I started Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil in 2003, I was looking for improve my self-confidence, to learn like a self-defense, to learn this thing called Jiu-Jitsu. What is Jiu-Jitsu? What is Brazil? Because in Brazil, we don't say Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's just Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil. So
Is that kind of like Brazil nuts?
yeah, exactly.
You don't call them Brazil nuts in
Yeah, just
Brazil. You just call them nuts.
Yeah, that's exactly. So I have no goal to be. I wanna receive some graduations from in my when I start jiu-jitsu. There's no stripes. You know, like just white belt, blue, purple, brown,
And
and
you were
black.
saying that it was forbidden to even talk about belts.
Yeah, exactly.
You just didn't talk about belts. You just
Just
go
learn
there, you train,
and flow.
and when you're ready,
Yeah.
you will graduate.
Yeah, exactly. So nowadays, I saw people just asking for graduation, for stripes. On my point of view,
So people were asking to say, "Can I please advance to the next belt?"
no. They ask like, oh, in how long I will be a blue belt, or because if you follow the federation rules to be to change like to be to become a blue belt, if you train like quite often, you can be allowed to be a blue belt in 1 year.
Okay. So
But it's,
1 year
it's
is
the minimum. It's the minimum.
the fastest you're allowed
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
So, but it could take 1 year if you're very, very good and very disciplined, or it might take 3 years or even longer.
Yeah, but as a black belt, as a jiu-jitsu professor, officially, legal, simple, 100% legal.
Yeah.
I analyze a lot of different things. Your behavior inside the mats, outside of the mat, your posture, like how you are as a man, like as a human being. You know, like
Yeah. Your character.
If your character, you know, like for me, this is the technique is important, of course, but your attitude, your behavior, for me, is much more important, like to achieve your like a brown belt, your black belt.
Yes.
Because as a black belt, you are a weapon. You can teach people, but you can teach like in the wrong way,
Yeah.
wrong things, or the right way, right things.
Yes.
You're gonna shape a lot of people. People will see you as you're gonna be a reference as a black belt.
Yes.
You know?
You have a responsibility.
Exactly. And always when I
You're kind of like the CEO. You know, to
exactly.
bring it back to a business context, like you're kind of like the CEO. the buck stops with you when you're the black belt.
When I did my preparation to do a IDC course, my course to be a scuba diving instructor, my instructor told me, now you're gonna be a reference. You know, people will watch you. If you do anything wrong, doesn't matter if you are diving or not. Like if I'm on a pub with my students, for example, like they will observe
Yeah.
my attitudes.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if I'm a scuba diving instructor, just on a boat, just when I'm diving. No. I still this automatically. I still as a reference, as a black belt and scuba diving instructor, and different places in different environments.
Yes.
So if I do some things like it's not compatible
Yeah.
with my role, so my students will see not like in a good way.
Yes.
You know, I must. It's not about being like a fake person. I will be original, of course, but we must watch your behavior.
You need to be very careful
Yeah, exactly.
about how you act, what you say.
Exactly.
And that's going to be dependent on the environment.
Because you can hurt people with a word.
Yeah.
You know, like and you can.
And you can also bring them up.
Yeah,
with your
exactly.
words. Like
exactly.
your
have
word
power.
becomes, in a position of authority, your word becomes so powerful, and you can use it either as a weapon, or you can use your word to empower.
Yeah. You can put people like higher up using the words, using the right words in right moments. You know. Like.
And speaking of words, how long have you been speaking English for? Because you told me that when you arrived to New Zealand, you couldn't speak English. You basically you knew some words,
Yeah.
but you had never really conversed in English before. So how long has that been going on now for?
It's an interesting story because I have been like exactly right now, 1 year and 10 days here in Australia.
Yeah.
So before, I was like I spent 5 years in New Zealand. When I arrived in New Zealand, my English was like 0, and I never have had any experience like studying English in a course.
Yeah.
You know, I just learned English like 100% by myself, like on my life, like on my daily life.
And the Kiwis aren't the best at English, by the way, so they probably weren't the best teachers.
Yeah, but I was in Queenstown. My first years, I was learning.
Oh, that's full of Australians. You would have been okay.
But there's people from everywhere, so it's like as I said, I like to put myself on a fire. I like to like when you learn something like under pressure. Like some people cannot learn under pressure, but some people can learn faster. You know, I don't know if I learn fast because I know I have a lot to improve. Like I don't know any single word in Portuguese as well. Like Portuguese is not a easy language to learn, or grammatic is really complex. So, but I like to always I like to give my best to understand and to mastering some knowledge. You know.
So you've been speaking English for 6 years, basically.
Yeah, basically 6 years. Six
Yeah,
years.
from basically
from
zero.
the bottom, from zero.
So as someone who has a 6-year-old child, and I guess that doesn't really count because they don't really even start speaking until they're about 3 or 4. You're picking it up extremely well.
Thank you so much.
So it's another I guess example of performance in action.
Achievements, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, that's good, man. Well, man, look, I am so excited to be working together. I think this peak performance ambassador role is very exciting. I think you're going to add a lot of value to our V200 elite clients. I don't know exactly how it's going to play out, but I can just see you continuing to inspire people in many ways that we probably don't even know about yet. It'll be a fun journey.
Yeah, as I said, I really want to help others using sport as a tool, but people must allow me, like open your doors, open your minds, open your heart, and 100% I'm sure I can help you. And different areas you got like a struggle, you know, I can help you, but you must open your minds, open your heart, you know, and we can build like great things together. 100%,
Absolutely.
100%. Thank you.
Good to have you on board, mate.
Thank you.